I'd like to walk you through your Career Avenues profile and show you how to use it to explore some career ideas. We do this now to help you make the right subject selections for senior high school and to give you a map to follow for decisions that will come in later years. Your profile covers 4 key areas which will influence career ideas that appeal to you. These include your personality preferences, your problem-solving strengths, your transferable skills, and your career interests. Let's start with your personality on page 5. There are 4 dimensions underlying your personality style. The dimensions in orange define your primary orientation, ways of noticing, and ways of deciding. The other 2 dimensions complete your full profile, ways of relating, and your action style. Let's look at your primary orientation first. You'll find this on page 6. So your primary orientation is defined firstly by your way of noticing. People tend to notice either fact and detail or concepts and the big picture. People who notice facts and detail take in what is actually there. They like proven methods, taking things step by step. They're practical and realistic. People who focus on concepts, like working with theories and ideas, they like to take in the big picture first. They like solving new problems and looking at a problem from a range of perspectives. Check which one you are on page 5. Secondly, people tend to decide either with their head, using logic and analysis, or with their heart, using feelings and a gut reaction. People who decide with logic look at the principles of the situation and logical consequences. People who decide with their feelings tune into human values and naturally like to please. So this gives us 4 types of primary orientation. Realists, who focus on facts and decide using logic. Supporters, who focus on facts and decide using feelings. Idealists, who focus on concepts and decide using feelings. And theorists, who focus on concepts and decide with logic. If you are a realist, you probably will prefer careers that are based on facts, which can be learnt and applied, and where you can use your logical analysis. Realists tend to prefer practical, realistic careers. They like to use proven experience and to work with details, and they enjoy using perfected skills. So this leads them to be interested in a number of areas which rely on facts and logical analysis. Examples include accounting and business areas, police and armed services, laboratory work, engineering, trades and construction careers, as well as computing and technology. Supporters, on the other hand, also focus on fact and detail. However, they make decisions using their feelings. They tune into the needs of others. This means that they like to work with real and dependable information, often in practical situations, but which also allows caring and consideration for others. They usually like to work with a supportive team. Examples of careers which may appeal to supporters include teaching, especially early childhood and primary, healthcare, including nursing, occupational therapy and medicine, and office and customer service roles, as well as hospitality careers. Next, we move to idealists. Idealists also make decisions based on a gut reaction or their feelings. However, their focus is on the big picture and ideas rather than fact and detail. They like careers in which they can help others grow and have plenty of room for communication. They like change and big picture planning. They enjoy motivating others. So career areas that often appeal to idealists include teaching, counselling and psychology, journalism, medicine, therapeutic areas, and coaching. Lastly, we come to the theorists. Theorists notice the big picture too, but they decide with logical analysis. This means that they enjoy big picture problem solving. They look for possibilities and patterns, and they like to analyse and strategize. They don't like too much detail, but they like larger problems to solve. Theorists like to move on to the next challenge when the overall problem is solved. They like to work with some independence and autonomy. Examples include strategic planning, marketing, project management, psychology, medical areas, research areas, barrister, solicitor, and engineer. The remaining 2 dimensions on your personality profile are ways of relating and your action style. People tend to relate either more directly with the outside world as interactors or are more inward-looking and reflective. Interactors like to talk things out. They enjoy lively social interactions. Reflectors, on the other hand, like time alone to quietly consider and think about things. They generally prefer quieter working environments with time to concentrate. Action style is about whether you organise your world and make things happen, or whether you prefer to explore and go with the flow. Organisers are more likely end up in organising and leadership positions, whilst explorers are often creative and more open to change. These dimensions define your subgroup and within each of the 4 main orientations. So please read through your full profile to see how these dimensions influence your overall style. If you now turn to page 9, you'll see that each personality style has its own preferred learning style, and you'll see a paragraph describing your own style. Please read it carefully and think about how knowing this could improve your study methods. Further down on page 9, you'll see a list of careers more often chosen by people with the same set of preferences to your own. These are just a few examples, and we've given you more ideas in the last section of your profile. Next, we turn to your problem-solving skills on page 10. We completed 6 different time tests when you did your profile. The first one is abstract reasoning, and this one is very important when it comes to complex problem solving. It's important for areas such as diagnostic physician, pilot, and systems analyst. Here's a sample. Here you had to pick which of the answer options would be the next or 5th one in the sequence on the top row. Verbal reasoning is about analytical thinking with words. It's about being able to follow complex verbal arguments. It's very important for careers which rely heavily on language, such as law, journalism, medicine, and psychology. Here's a practice item. Numerical reasoning is about complex problem solving with numbers. It's important for career areas which rely on complex mathematical calculations. For example, engineering, computer science, statistics, and bioinformatics. Here's a sample item. Next, attention to detail is about how well you can notice small detail and identify differences in a routine task. It's important for office administration areas, air traffic control, trades, construction and accounting roles, amongst others. Here's a sample item. Physical reasoning is similar to mechanical reasoning. It shows how well you have understood and thought about the practical world that you live in. Physical reasoning is important for areas such as engineering, many trade areas, construction, and environmental science areas. Here's an example. And lastly, we have spatial reasoning. This is about being able to imagine something that's represented in 2D, in 3D, and manipulate it in your head. It's important for a whole range of design ideas, such as engineering, architecture, fashion design, and a range of trades areas. In this example, you had to say which of the answer options the shape on the left could be folded into. Have a look at your best problem-solving areas and think about whether they're the ones that you would like to build on for your career. Next, we have a look at your transferable skills on page 14. So again, have a look at your well-developed ones, the ones that have the highest scores, and also look at your lowest ones. Now remember, this is a self-reporting scale, so this is what you've given yourself when you responded to our questionnaire. And these are skills that you will continue to grow and develop over the coming years, and they're ones that employers are often looking for. Your career interest areas are on page 16, so now have a look at those, and particularly again look at your top 3. We will give you ideas in these in the last section of your report. You'll be able to also search for these in the other career groups if you wish when you're doing your action plan later on. Also look at your lowest 2 interest areas. Now, looking again at your top 3 interest groups, certain subjects are generally required for course entry into each of those groups. So think about these and what subjects you might want to choose. For business and marketing and accounting and finance, maths, especially advanced maths, is important for many courses. For engineering and science, maths, chemistry and physics are important. Biology also can be important. For health and medical areas, chemistry and biology are key subjects. For tourism, sports and hospitality, physical education and maths can be useful but are not usually prerequisites. Maths can be important for many trades areas. Chemistry and biology are important for the environment and industry groups. Human services and the media and communication groups usually only have English as an entry requirement. However, maths and biology can be useful for areas such as psychology. Creative and design careers often have portfolio entry or a design subject as an entry requirement. You can do further research through your career action plan into entry requirements for the areas in which you're interested. Now, in the last section of your report are some career possibilities. These are career ideas that are consistent with your personal style and your aptitude strengths, and they're in your top 3 areas of interest. When you log into the Career Avenues website, you will see the link to download a PDF copy of your report. You'll also see a link to explore and research the example occupations which are given in your report. This is the link to our Careers Explorer. Here you'll find a video and some information on each of the careers in your example lists. You can also search our careers database and add your own ideas to these lists. Just scroll down this page to find the search options for keyword and attribute searches. Click the tabs to move from a keyword search to an attribute search. In the attribute search, you can select career interest groups other than your top 3. You can then tick the attributes that you want to include. Once you've had a good look at the videos of the careers you're interested in, you can move to the Imagine page. Here you can shortlist and drop each career using the green and red buttons. When you click on Research and Occupation, you are taken to a page with links to outside course and career information to make it easy for you to do this. Here you can look at the job outlook for occupations and check course pathways using the easy links provided. Make notes on what you find so that you can come back when you're ready to go further. The Course Seeker site is particularly useful if you're looking at university courses. You can see the link to it on the left under Key Resources. You can also find current job vacancies for this occupation using the link to Seek at the bottom of the page. On the Course Seeker page, it's very easy to look up course options in different areas. So you just type in a course or discipline area at the top, and then you can select which state. If you scroll down the left menu, Course Seeker will show you which institutions have a course of that name, and you can select particular ones if you want. When you click on a course, you'll find details of entry requirements and recent cut-offs. Be sure to copy and paste the information you need back to your research page. Next, you can click on the link to your career action plan. The action plan will take you through a series of steps to help you weigh up the career ideas you've selected. Here we use the decision science model to help you work through an informed and well thought out process to evaluate your options. You can see the 4 steps that we use. The first step is to set your objectives by defining what success would look like to you. Here you select your preferred work values, work environment, strengths, and preferred career outlook. Try to think about what is most important to you. The next step is to identify the actual decisions that you are trying to make. Given decisions are ones that you have already made about your career plan. Focused decisions are the ones that you have to make this year or shortly. Tactical decisions are the various pathways that you could take to get there. Some school subjects you have already chosen would be given decisions. You can add these yourself using the box on the lower left of the screen. If you're in Year 10, then a focused decision for this year will be your subject choices for Year 11 and 12. So you can add this by clicking the green focus symbol against subject choices. Tactical decisions for you may include, for example, which university or college you might study. If you're in Year 10, you don't need to worry about this just now. However, if you're in Years 11 or 12 or have already left school, deciding on where to study might be a focused decision for you. The next step in your action plan is to consider some strategies you could use to help make your career decision. A strategy is an overarching way to approach a problem. Choose from the example strategies list which ones you could use. Click the green button to add them to your list. You can also add your own using the box provided. The last step allows you to evaluate your proposed strategies against your criteria for success. You can return to the Career Explorer again to reconsider and get more information if you want to. There's also a final summary page allowing you to see all of your action plan work on one page. If you need more general course and career information, you can also use our Career Tools site. Just click on Resources on the left menu to find this, and then click Post-School Options on the next page. Career planning, of course, is ongoing, and your access to the Career Avenues site is also ongoing. So come back to it from time to time as you work through to your final decision about which courses or positions to apply for. Do what you need to do now to make the decisions that are important at the moment. But come back again next year and consider where you are up to. Redesign your decisions. Consider your tactics. Remember to change your email to your private one before you leave school by clicking the top right on your account and follow the links. Make sure you save your login details to make it easy to come back, or just reset your password if you forget it. We hope your profile will give you the stimulus to get going seriously with some career research, and you'll uncover some exciting options. Thank you for doing a Career Avenues profile.